CFB Prime. We're talking Texas State. Got a QB battle, maybe? DJ Kinne gonna get that up-tempo offense. Let's go. Suspensions, self-imposed. And UMass is back on this episode. I'll blow the damn whistle.
Some of you in the room right now, you are where you are. You're giving 60% when you have 120 in you. Why? Because you never made a decision. Those of you in this room, you already there. Your problem is this is stuff you don't want to give up to go. Listen to me, pound for pound, any agent in the room, pound for pound, motivational speaker, pound for pound, entrepreneur, pound for pound, athlete, pound for pound, weightlifter, pound for pound, whatever you do, I guarantee you when you do it, nobody can do it like you do it. The problem is you don't hardly do
it. Week 0's a wrap. Nino Brown, it's the CFB Prime on CFB Nation. Let's get it. Before I get into these three topics I want to talk about, I hit you with the cold open. I just want to say I got ridiculed, and I'm excited to watch this week 1 matchup where my guy Kyle McCord is QB1 for the Ohio State Buckeyes. They hired a lot of chirping about Devin Brown was going to be the dude. Guys that I know got the inside information telling me I was crazy, that Devin Brown was going to be the guy, blah, 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 blah. Well, week 1, it's my guy Kyle McCord. Another QB1 that I want to talk about, because I called it last year, and Jimbo didn't have the cojones to put him in and play him as a freshman. That's Conner Weigman. He's QB1. I don't understand what Jimbo saw in Haynes King last year, who's up now QB1 for Georgia Tech. Shout out Haynes King. Hopefully he can fix some things, but go do your thing over there. Now my guy Conner Weigman is ready to rock, okay? And Evan Stewart, he's just about to go off. I told my boy Jake Crane, I said it in his comments, Conner Weigman about to have College Station popping for the first time since Johnny Manziel, and you can put that one in a pipe and smoke it. All right, let's get into this week 1 battle. Not battle, but who's going to win this one for week 1 for Texas State? And you're probably saying, who the hell is Texas State? Well, I'm going to inform you a little bit about Texas State, okay? They hired a guy who led the #1 college offense last year, bar none, okay? 51.5 points per game. 7.9 yards per play, almost 3,300 rush yards, 62 passing touchdowns, and 99 total touchdowns. One of the top 5 up-tempo offenses in college football last year. It was led by G.J. Kinne. Okay, now he's here, the head coach. And my man hit the ground running. He says, I got one of the best offensive line in college football in Connor Ward. And we were #1 offense all of college football. All right, boys, I'm going here. 3 of my guys are coming. Right guard, left guard, right tackle. They're all starting. All right? Oh, we need a quarterback because our gentleman is gone. So they brought in TJ Finley, former Auburn QB. And this guy knows about battling. He's been battling this whole time. He battled at LSU against Miles Brennan. He battled at Auburn against Bo Nix. Now, both of those battles he lost, but he did win one last year against Robbie Ashford. It lasted about 4 games before he got hurt. And then, Ashford took over. But, I mean, listen, he got a little zip on a ball, Finley, right? And he's more your pro-style pocket passer. But the gentleman that's going in there with all the hype, all the smoke, and all the glamour is former 4-star recruit Malik Hornsby. Okay, he sat behind KJ Jefferson for a few seasons. And I think his style of play is similar to KJ Jefferson's style of play. So I think he was able to learn and just soak it in like a sponge. He's a pure athlete with speed and escapability. I don't know if that's in Webster's, but in Nino Brown's dictionary, escapability exists. All right. He throws a strong ball. I'm talking about pop, and he can extend the plays with ease. I mean, in 2022, he rushed for more yards than he passed, but he was a backup to KJ Jefferson. So when he came in, there was just designed plays for it. But now he's stepping into a high-paced offense, a vertical choice, wide split offense, where you ain't playing man. My boy KT's, you ain't playing cover 0 because you play that, you're getting smoked. Because now they got a dual threat QB with a cannon And they brought in a couple of guys. Like I said, that offensive line is boosted. This gentleman is trying to make comeback player of the year. All right. Bo Corrales is a wide receiver who had a lot of buzz out. SMU, went to UNC. Injuries plagued him. But I'm thinking Bo Corrales is about to have a year while he's under the helm of Kinne and Malik Hornsby. Like, it hasn't been named Malik Hornsby QB1, but I'm put the stamp down. It's Malik Hornsby. Okay. He fits it. That system for him is going to pop. His athleticism and running spreads the field, makes the defense stay true. And when you're going to get tired out because they're running 80, 90 plays a game, I know that's exaggeration, but that's the style of pace of what they play. So that defense is dead facing come late third, all of the fourth quarter is going to be gassing. You're going to start to see some big plays. So yes, no, I don't think that our guy TJ Finley has a chance. I don't know why he went there. Okay. And I just can't figure it out. But in my eyes, it's Malik Hornsby. And I'm going to go with week 4. You're going to know who Texas State is, right? Kinne had the opportunity to work with a lot of coaches in this game. Okay. He worked with Gus Malzahn. He worked with Sonny Dykes. He worked with Doug Peterson. He's worked with Ryan Day. These are all dudes, right? And he said in an interview recently that he's had the opportunity to work with a lot of top-notch coaches, and he just was able to pick their brain and pluck a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and push it and squish it all together in his wide splits, vertical choice offensive scheme that just scores a lot of points and goes fast. So if you don't know who Texas State is, okay, go hit the YouTube. Go hit the Google button. That search bar. Boop, boop, boop. Type it in. Check it out. Do some research because I'm telling you right now, Texas State is going to be a team that you're going to hear about because they're going to be scoring a lot of points. Now, a topic that really tends to get underneath my skin a little bit, okay? We're going to talk suspensions. Michigan self-imposed 3-game suspension to Jim Harbaugh. After the NCAA had originally given 4 games and vetoed it, took it back, pulled the scorpion, get over here. Not today. Michigan says, well, wait a minute. We're going to take the high road, so they say. We're going to self-impose a 3-game suspension to Jim Harbaugh. Okay, no problem. 3 games for Burgergate, Hamburgergate, whatever it is. 3 games. Cakewalk games for 3 games. So then earlier this week, Jimmy Boy decided he was going to take to the podium and release his schedule for interim coaches, right? Jesse Minter, September 2nd against East Carolina. His son, Jay Harbaugh, and was a special teams coach, and the running backs coach, Mike Hop, were going to come in on September 7th versus UNLV and split that. And then offensive coordinator, Sharon, was supposed to come in versus Bowling Green on the 16th. And then Michigan delivered another self-imposed suspension. Mr. Sharon, the OC, for his ties to knowledge of playing in the game in the Harbaugh Hamburger Gate incident. Okay? Now my problem is things like this, when they don't make sense to me, my brain goes doop, tilt, and I got to sit back and think. Why? Like, they were going to give you 4 and took it away. Why are you self-imposing? Because then I go back a couple of years and I look at Tennessee, right? Who self-imposed? They talk about they reduced a bunch of things. They took, visits away for the 2021-22 academic year, scholarships, right? They had to vacate. In the end, after they self-imposed all of that, they ended up having to vacate all the wins from the 2 seasons, right? 19 and 20. And to not avoid a ban, like a team we're going to talk about in a few seconds, they paid $8 million. And they got reduced to 26 scholarships. So if they didn't pay the $8 million, right? Let's just say they pulled it Arizona State and didn't want to pay the money. They would have got a bowl ban. So what was the point of the self-imposed a year ahead to take away, you reduce your visits and reduce, scholarships if you were going to get whacked anyway? It just makes you even more like you did it. Hi, I'm guilty. I'm going to put myself on the map and say I'm wrong and I'm going to give myself a suspension, but I didn't do it. Like, it doesn't really make sense. And like yesterday, right, Arizona State self-imposed ban regarding, everything went down with the recruiting during COVID with Herb Edwards, okay? And he's fired. Now, here comes KD, and I'm not talking about Kevin Durant. I'm talking about Kenny Dillingham. He's not stupid. He goes, the head coach got fired. They're doing an investigation about recruiting. Teams tend to just squeeze up like a grape and cater to the NCAA. So, yeah, no, I got an extra year. If we lose a bowl, if we get banned from a bowl, in my contract, you're adding a year. You can't get rid of me. I want an extension for one more year, as it ain't my fault. Master P, did I do that? So these people are knowing. Like, this is, I don't understand. So if you're reading the tea leaves or you're smoking the peace pipe, what seems to be the familiarity here with these universities that self-impose is you get whacked anyway. So maybe it is more than Hamburger Gate. Or maybe you should just not take the self-imposed thing, right? And just ride it out. If you didn't do it like you say to everybody that you didn't do and you're innocent, and it's all just smoke and mirrors, then ride it out because you're going to get whacked anyway. But when you self-impose suspensions and bans on bowl games, you're just admitting to that you did it. Smarten up, people. Now, let's close out this glorious post-week 0 CFB Prime episode with a little hometown hype, okay? UMass stuns New Mexico State in week 0, okay? UMass was one of the worst teams in all of college football and possibly had one of the worst clustered roster ever in college football, okay? This was their first win over an FBS team in an opener since 1984. I was 3, okay? I'm 42. Enough said. This also ended a 24-game losing streak on the road. Donnie Brown went home and did the cucaracha and his pantalones after this one, okay? The game was 10-10 at the half, and it ended with 48 points put up in the fourth quarter, including 28 points by the Minutemen. I don't think I remember a game on ESPN, nonetheless, that UMass was on, where they put up 28 points total. Never mind in the fourth quarter. All right. Now Donnie Brown's been a head coach for a long time. 97, 56. He had the troops fired up. One guy that was fired up for sure, that is Tyson Fomacha. I know that's totally wrong, so I call him Foam. All right. He is the former 3-star Clemson recruit. He's phenomenal. All right. Now the numbers aren't eye-popping, but if you watch the game and what he can do and take it over, I know I'm probably going to get crucified for this. But Foam was a poor man's Lamar Jackson on a learning curve. All right. He had 95 yards rushing with a touchdown, right? Along with a 27-yarder where he was shaking and baking like Ricky Bobby. And then he 10 for 17 for 192 yards passing, right? But what he did he kept his team in the game. And he was on those 10 completions, that ball came out of his hand with gas, all right? The Minutemen dominated the second half. And the only reason that New Mexico State was even in the game was because of 2 big plays of over 60 yards. The 60-yard run was nice, but 2 big plays kept them in the game. Other than that, it would have got ugly really, really quick. Now, head coach Don Brown was getting real hot in the third quarter. They had 2 long drives that got stalled in the red zone, ended up being field goals. But quickly, my man Pham hit Christian Wells on a long catch for 67 yards. Got in the red zone, and Foam just did his Lamar Jackson impression, punched in 10 yards out. Now, Diego Paiva for New Mexico State was an aberration for them last year. He was just a bulldog, whether it was passing or rushing. But in key situations for New Mexico State, he just seemed to be folded under pressure. He had 2 picks in this game. One of them was turned back for a touchdown by Isaiah Rutherford, which was pretty much the lock and key for it all. All right. Now, on the Minutemen, on their defensive side of the ball, I spoke about a little bit on X, a.k.a. Twitter. Tyler Rudolph stood out for me. He was all over the place in the secondary, right? He had 8 tackles, 5 solo tackles, tackle force, and a sack. This is a former 4-star recruit from Penn State. Like 2 years at Penn State. Penn State don't recruit chumps in the secondary. It's mostly dogs. cornerback at safety. All right, so Tyler Rudolph is a dude you're going to want to watch because I want to see who he plays next week in SEC competition when he takes on Auburn in Jordan Hare Stadium. Now, UMass is 35-point underdog. Would I be delusional, or dare I say, we take the Minutemen getting 35? Last year, I'd be putting all my money on Auburn. I'd probably be a 40-point blowout. I think the Minutemen can stay and cover this spread. So I'm going to close out CFB Prime with the Minutemen are back. Michigan and Arizona State is soft. Look out for Texas Tech, and G.J. Kinne. I'll blow the damn whistle.